ground.
Just a legit cougar.
Wildcats just running all around.
They'll just go, all right, and run. The cougar's loose in the stands.
When they win a game, they just release just straight cougars running out on the field.
How like sometimes stadiums will be like, "Who's the lucky winner?" Oh, yeah, and you find a cougar. I can't use not antiperspirant, like not the gel kind. What's the other kind of deodorant?
The powdery kind?
Yeah, I can't use it because it gives me a rash. Is that weird? Is that stressful?
I don't know about it giving a rash, but I don't like that it makes everything white. It gets white all over your shirt.
Apparently, like it's to make you not sweat or something. Like it clogs the thing. It makes me legit like I'll get rash down my arm. That just be living like just straight.
And that's why this episode is brought to you by what deodorant brand? No.
This podcast is brought to you by Monkey Butt Powder. I've used it and it hits different, by the way. That's a real thing.
What is that?
It's legit baby powder for adults.
What do you put in your armpits?
No, you put it in your butt. Like not in. You put it in your butt crack for like. I did it for riding my bike.
Interesting.
And guess what? I couldn't reach myself.
Back in your Fixie Gang days?
Oh, back in the Fixie Gang was clean. I couldn't do myself, so I'd be like, Tyler, can you put powder in my butt?
Oh, no.
Imagine him going, woo, and just going, my Nana car used to, I didn't realize it was weird until I was like going into high school. Every time I would go to her house, she would give us baby powder. And I was like 14.
Like, I don't think I've ever used baby powder for anything.
Like she would pull my pants and go, fire in the hole. And then you go, wham, slam it. I'm like, thank you, Grandma.
She's just trying to keep you fresh.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you, Nana. Welcome back, guys, to the Harvest Bros podcast.
Nice.
Look, we got a new Kirby. We just moved. You know, we got some exciting things coming. There's a lot more stuff can happen now that we're together and we don't have to travel so far. He used to be driving from like New York back. Like that's how many miles he's driven so far.
Yeah, I did the math. I think over all these podcast episodes, I've driven like 3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah, that's so wild. That's
why our other sponsor of the podcast is just straight Toyota.
And here comes just a truck drives through the wall.
Until somebody throws the Duffy at us to have actual sponsors.
Yeah,
we're just making.
We're just gonna lie. Yeah, we're just gonna lie every time.
I think it makes it seem more legit though if we hit it with. It does. Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by Amazon.
Yeah, because I know
this is brought to you by the U.S. government.
Because I know for a split second they believed it too. They said Toyota.
They said, "Oh,
it's the boy."
If we hit him with this is brought to you by the U.S. federal government. Don't forget to get vaccinated.
Don't forget to get vaccinated, boys. But or you're gonna end up like AB if you don't get vaccinated. Want that to happen to you, huh?
Is that going to be the next like commercial? The next angle they take is just putting that out there.
It's gonna be. Do you want this to be you? It's just him giving the peace sign, running away. Sure.
And I say, yeah, that was kind of cold. Yeah,
I kind of want that to be.
I want that to be me.
If that's so how he retires, that's the coolest sport moment of all time. Oh. That's legit the coolest thing he could do.
But I just wanted to say before we get going,
before
we keep going, we want to keep you guys in the loop. So we're new location.
Mm-hmm.
We're within home run distance of Mookie Betts. If he hits a bomb, it could land in the front yard.
It could.
We could. When we walk outside, we never go outside during a Dodger game because we're like, what if one of them hits us?
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. I say, Noah, better park your car in the garage, man. That thing's coming quick.
Better park your car in the garage. Mookie plays today. I don't know why sometimes we just. I realized this
the Canadian accent
we
for
just
no
default
reason.
to Canadian accents.
We were putting the surfboard in a surfboard. My bad.
Yeah, going surfing, doing a Canadian accent.
We're going, oh, this ain't going anywhere, huh? Just strapping it down.
This surfboard ain't moving a muscle, eh?
If you guys are really quiet, you can hear Odell hitting the gritty from the SoFi Stadium. You know, that's just right here. Hey, Odell, how you doing, man? He's doing good, dude. He's just chilling. You're looking great.
We're close enough. You never know who might be pulling up. It could be
LeBron.
Aaron Donald. Could be Cooper Kupp. Could
LeBron.
Could be LeBron. Could be Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook. You never know. It could be absolutely nobody.
It could be nobody. It could be Dirty Dave behind him.
It could be us moving down here for nobody to pull up except for a statue of David Carr.
Thank you for being the first guest, David. Thank you for being the first guest. It means a lot to me.
I meant to position him so that he was like just in frame enough to where his head was popping up.
Oh, no shot.
He's just standing upright on a rolly chair, just chilling back there watching.
All right, well, I got some beef, all right, with some Raider fans, all right? I'm in tears right here.
This is always a great way to start things off.
I got some beef with a very, like, a select few of you who think that Derek should go out there and the Raiders should go out there and knee it every play and agree to a tie with the Chargers, a division rival.
It's one thing if you're tweeting it out saying like, "Oh, this is a little fun fact. This could happen."
Yeah,
like that's whatever. But if you actually think
if you think this is the game plan, like that's insane to me. Like what? Yeah, that's true. That's one thing. If you're like, oh, this could happen, and we could be in.
If you're like, oh, a little wacky stat of the day. But then
if you're like, let's do it.
But if you're looking at like, you're like, oh, guaranteed spot in the playoffs.
Like, dude, like. I don't even know how much money the NFL would probably lose, or how mad they'd be, like how pissed they'd be.
I feel like the fans would storm the field. If I paid that much money to go to Vegas for the last game of the season, that's probably an expensive game.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
division rival,
any of them are cheap.
A win in your end game.
Yeah, and then just both teams just if the game was over and literally like. What would that be, like an hour and 20 minutes maybe, just from them kneeling, but the fans would it would be Malice in the Palace would look like nothing.
Oh, it would look like a walk in the park. And what's crazy is the Harvester, like I would for sure try
I'd
to
be
make
deep in there.
Yeah, and I would try to make a highlight tape like Raiders Chargers highlights and just knee it.
Yeah, these are the best games or the sickest plays of the game that sent the Raiders to the playoffs.
It just punts.
There's nothing happening.
It just punts the whole time. There it is. Look at him go. AFC Player of the Week. Daniel Carlson. My bad, dog.
Yeah, but if they did that, I mean, let's win some games.
Let's just win some games. Like Derek said, like, that's cool, but I want to beat the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give. I just don't get why some people actually think like that we should do this. I don't want the division rival to just be like, let's go in together. Let's go in holding hands peacefully.
Yeah, no.
Frolicking through the fields.
Yeah, I don't know what the Dodgers and the Giants played each other in the.
Yes, week 1. Like they won the playoffs.
In the very first round of the playoffs, and it was like, why?
Yeah, it's like, why are we doing this? Like it's like, okay, let's take a little timeout. Let's not play this week. Let's play next week. It's like, okay. Like I remember how mad Browns and Steelers fans were last year when they had to play each other back to back, right? The last game of the year and then playoffs, and that was annoying for people. It was just like the rematch.
No,
like nice.
And if I was saying earlier that if Derek, the man who has modeled his career and like his life after the
Kobe
Mamba
Bryant
mentality, he's like Kobe Bryant knew how to win. He did whatever it took to win, the Mamba mentality. And then he goes out there and says, you know what? Let's just settle for a tie against the division rivals so that we can both make it into the playoffs. Yeah, that's all we want, is just to get into the playoffs. That's what we want.
I want to make the Justin Herbert and the 3 Charger fans happy that they're in the playoffs. I just want to make them happy that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Like their life's been so rough.
Finish the season with a 4-game win streak, winning over the division rival. Yeah.
Nah. Do it, bro. Just think about, guys. Just think about how cool this. The Raiders have 10 wins, or they could have 10 wins. You know how crisp that sounds coming out. Raiders are a 10-win team.
Do you think, are there people that actually want them to just tie it?
Yeah, all over Twitter they're like this is what they should do. But I think it is, I think Raider fans, like, we've been struggling for a while. We like any chance to get in that we'll take it. Like we're just like, please, just like if everything else goes wrong, let this happen.
When it's been felt like for so many years, being a Raiders fan means like hoping for the best, planning for the worst. Yeah. But also sometimes it feels like there's some Raiders fans that are just planning for the worst and hoping for like not really the best either. Just like
what was that?
Hoping something happens.
What was that MJ quote from the new Spider-Man movie? Right? I'm always planning to be disappointed, so I'm never disappointed.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan, and then you started talking about Zendaya from freaking
Zendaya's pulling up to the crib right now, and there she comes. His lights start flashing for no reason.
This is how many episodes into the podcast will we get before we stop making that joke where we say celebrities?
It's gonna go on forever. It's the funniest joke to me. Hang on, one second. Yeah, that's Barack Obama again. My bad. I'll hit him up later, man. We were just boys. We'd be snapping each other.
Oh yeah. What's your streak looking like with Obama?
Imagine him just snapping you. He's like, "What's up, car?" I'm like, "Hey, man, that's my boy."
Out of all the presidents, he would be the one to do it. He'd be the one to be just like sending Snapchats.
No, yeah. And Trump would be the one just to be texting me for no reason, bro. Like he just texts you for no reason. Like, please, man, just leave us alone. He's like, "Do you really do you need your phone right now?" Like, bro, just tweet or something, man.
For some reason, I started picturing him just like instead of texting, using the voice memos and just yelling at you. He's a voice.
I know you're awake. I know you're awake right now. Do you want to play Fortnite?
He probably actually does. Like we've talked about, like if we were Jeff Bezos, we'd be texting people.
Oh,
We all
yeah.
got the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
When he was just a businessman, he was probably actually doing that.
He's doing that.
He probably texted every single one of his employees
Yes.
at like 3 a.m. Hope you're awake grinding
Yes.
right now.
we all have that, like, we have that running joke where if we were like billionaires like Jeff Bezos and stuff, I would set an alarm for 3:30 a.m., wake up and be like, y'all not grinding right now? LOL. And then I just go back to sleep for no reason. Just to throw people off.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Elon Musk where they were asking him like, they were like, you get a lot done. You're a very busy man. How many hours do you sleep most nights? And he said, I actually do all right. I get like 6, maybe 5.5.
Yeah.
Listen, if I was that rich, I would be snoozing.
Yes,
I would not. You would not hear me saying I do all right. I get 6.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Nah, but I would be I get 8 hours, man.
I'd be in the middle of a board meeting. My alarm would go off on my phone. They're like, what is it? Oh, time for my afternoon nap. And then they
One
say,
second.
Well, you can't leave. I'm the richest man in the world.
You can't leave. I could buy this whole building. I'm going to buy it just to tear it down. And it's going to go right back up. Just a legit picture of my face, bro. Just for no reason. I would change my name to something really crazy, too. It'd be like freaking, like Laser Hands or something. So I seem like an evil villain. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Austin Laser Hands is tweeting right now.
What if I told you don't have to be stupid wealthy to do that? You could just go.
I could
There's
just do
literally
it.
nothing stopping
But imagine
you from doing
like
that
if Jeff Bezos tweeted like property on Mars gonna hit. Looking at Mars for a new home. It's gonna be so clean. I'm like, this man's just going, bro. That's also crazy to me that they can just go for no reason. Like Elon's like, I should go to space.
I think the NFL is talking about, because now they're doing the games in London and stuff.
Yeah.
Like looking at marketing towards Europe. Next is actually Mars.
Yeah, next is actually the Martians.
they're actually that's where the next expansion.
What about the next expansion team?
That's where the next expansion team's going.
The Martian Land Rovers or something crazy.
Except to keep it at 32, they're actually eliminating the Houston Texans. They're removing them from the NFL and putting a team on Mars. Or they're actually just relocating them.
Somewhere over in Bakersfield, my dad just woke up out of his slumber and said, "Good."
He heard it through his stats.
Yeah, you see,
It's like a Ring doorbell's built into his eyes in there.
Yeah. He's like, nice. Every time the Texans are hated a little bit, he smiles, I think.
Oh.
Like he can feel it. It's like every time a bell rings, Nasal gets his wings. Every time the Texans are hated, David gets a little less CTE.
Every time a Texans quarterback gets sacked, he goes, mm-hmm.
Well, actually, he probably goes, because he wants to keep that record low key. He's proud of it.
He's clinging on to that. I would be too.
Yeah, he holds the record for most completions in a row. He doesn't talk about that one. He talks about the sack record.
I mean, that's like,
hey, that's just life, man.
Listen, if your uniform is not dirty by the end of that game,
do
you even play football?
Yeah, no shot. You haven't lived till you've been in that Houston Texans stadium when they announce on the board at 76 sacks, new record. I'm like, why would we even talk about this?
People talk about like TJ Watt is probably about to break the single season sack record for how many sacks he's getting.
Yeah.
People talk about like how much sacrifice that takes and hard work and stuff that takes in order to get to that point. How much sacrifice does it take to get sacked that many times?
Get sacked that many times. It's so wild, dude. It's just wild because he's in talks for Defensive Player of the Year and Aaron Donald, right? Because Aaron Donald's probably greatest defensive player of all time, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and I think that it's interesting because Aaron Donald right now, you think about like when he first started like coming into dominance, it was like he was just his stats were unreal. His stats were unbelievable. And now, if you look at the footage, the man's getting double teamed every play.
Yeah, when you average a double team, it's wild.
Yeah, if you ever think about like, his stats aren't what I thought they would be, and then you look at the footage and you're like, okay, he's consistently taking one blocker away, an extra blocker away every time. And by the way, his stats are that good, despite that fact.
And all these like going into the NFL, all these analysts and stuff, and all these like not draft prospects, but like like the people who like check out the draft prospects, they said he was too small to play football and he's too small for his position, and now he's one of the greatest players of all time, which is crazy.
That was in college?
Yeah, going into the NFL, they said he's too small to play his position. Well, you better start tweeting at that guy who said that.
I'm just pulling up the analyst. I'm just
that was a hot take, my man.
I was Aaron Donald, college. We're gonna see how big this man was.
Don't say 5'10".
Yeah, he was tiny.
What was he?
I could have clotheslined him. No, look at him.
They're just massive. Like, he's too small. I'm like, oh, sick, yeah. That's like, dude, saying he's too small is like today was I felt disrespected because he's like, I'm trying to get a wetsuit, and he's like, what? I'm like, what size you wear? He's like, a large. I'm like, okay. So I go into Rip Curl today. I'm like, what size wetsuit do you think? And they looked at me and they're like, probably an extra small. I'm like, bro, there's no way. He's only like 3 inches bigger than me. There's no way I would jump down that many to an extra small. But then I put the thing on. I was like, why is it fitting? Like, why is the hand low key, man?
No, that worker at that surf shop, they clocked in, said, I'm just gonna ruin someone's day.
Yes,
today. They just demon time from the day
for
they woke
no
up.
reason, bro. And so I want to talk about the Raiders again for a little bit. People forget, like, if you look at just the score of the last time we played them, it looked rough. But if you guys don't remember, we outscored them in the second half, like by 14. We had 14 points, they had 3 points. We scored everything in the second half. We were on the way coming back. Just the play calling in the first 2 quarters, it was not. I don't say the play calling, but just what was going on in the first 2 quarters, it wasn't really hitting.
Yeah, and it's like you look at the first half, they had no momentum going, which is what makes me think 3-game win streak. They might come into this game.
Yeah, just keep it going. Yeah,
and I mean, division rival. Obviously, the Raiders know what's at stake.
Yeah,
Chargers do too, though. So it's gonna be a tough game. But I mean, the Raiders have all the motivation they could need.
Oh yeah.
So if they're not going in, they're motivated. I mean, they should be coming in fists flying first half.
Yes,
especially. I mean, they be talking a little bit of trash too.
Yes,
I've seen what Bosa said.
Yeah, Bosa's talking, and like we've talked before, like Derek said, he doesn't let him affect it. Derek does not let that stuff get to his head. But like if I'm the O-lineman, I'm taking that to my head. I'm like, okay, you're not touching my quarterback this week. Like, you're going to talk like that, I'm going to put you on your butt instead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let you touch Derek.
Yeah, I mean, after he said, like, basically after last game, he said, like, as long as we get pressure on him, then he's going to crack under pressure. So we just need to get pressure on the quarterback. And if I'm an O-lineman after that, a Raiders O-lineman, I'm thinking, okay, we need to clamp this guy up.
Yeah, like
he's talking like it's that easy. I just get pressure on him, we win the game. So if you can just...
It's for sure, like, yeah, like, I mean, he's talking all this stuff. If I'm the O-lineman, I'm like, this is low-key a little bit on me, because that means, like, he's talking about Derek, but, like, he beat me the whole game. Is that what he's saying? Like, I'm so trash, he's going to do it again and crumble me again? Like, there's no way I'm going to let this man just waltz into my pocket for my quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely.
And I also think about, like, guys like both the Bosa brothers are, like, incredibly talented, and, like if an O-lineman does block him, like if Brandon Parker, who's probably going to be against him, I'm guessing this week, or hopefully, I like Leatherwood where he is. I hope they don't keep switching Leatherwood. Mm-hmm. But I'm guessing it's going to be Brandon Parker. I have a lot of faith that Brandon Parker can do his job. As the O-line has been holding up as of recent, you know?
Yeah, no, they've actually been giving Derek some time to cook back there.
Yeah.
Which is great, especially, I mean, when you look at their offense,
mm-hmm.
The O-line doesn't have to hold up that long before D-Jax is downfield.
Yeah, D-Jax like and Zay Jones now, who had a career high of receptions and yards last week with 103 yards, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I mean the receiving core is really, I mean, it's just looking good.
No, it's amazing.
People say, like, people look at the Raiders receiving core and are like, they don't have a star elite receiver, which is like maybe not in the typical sense of the word, but when you look at it, it's like most of these receivers are very, like, they all serve their role.
Yeah,
they're not getting like Justin Jefferson type numbers.
Exactly.
They're all like, even like you've got Edwards, he's been doing good.
Yeah.
And
Hunter's doing amazing. Darren Waller's been out, but he's come back this week, which is amazing for us. Darren's great. Zay Jones doing amazing. Edwards is doing great. He was a little rough start, like in the middle of the season, like he kind of went away for a little bit, but he's starting to find his rhythm again. He's good. I think he could be that big kind of deep threat, you know, where we need him to be.
Yeah, which they've used him a couple times. Once in what game was it? I think 2 weeks ago, that he had a touchdown back corner of the end zone. Which that's beautiful. That's what they need to use him for. That's what we need him to be. He's got that tall frame that if they can get it with like a almost 50-50 ball up over the shoulder in the end zone, then that's...
And even Josh had his first 100-yard game again, right? Mm-hmm. And like Josh is doing great, which is another like just thing showing how better the O-line's doing now. Yeah. And even sometimes I think like, obviously, I would love Devontae Adams, and Derek and them are best friends, and I think he's going to be a Raider, but oopsie. But I'm even thinking like a lot of those teams, you take away their star and they kind of crumble because they don't really have the back. We kind of are more like, we're more balanced than all of them. I'm saying we don't have like one star and then it crumbles. It's more like everybody's doing their job and everyone's getting the football, catching the football when we need them to, instead of like, but if it was like, oh, we have Devontae's hurt, now we really like have nobody. It's like, oh no, we have Brian Edwards, Zay Jones, Deshaun, we have Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, which has, I mean, there's other teams in the NFL where you look at like like the 49ers. If you take away Deebo Samuel, what happens to the 49ers?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like we don't.
It wouldn't be good.
Like Deebo, or Brandon Ayuk is like something happened to him, and like he was amazing last year, and then coming to this year, it's like everything's gone towards Deebo.
And does that mean that Deebo should be in MVP talks more than he is?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Does it? I don't know. Maybe. But
is value defined when you say most valuable, and he's playing two positions and doing really well at both positions? Does that make him valuable? I don't know.
He's an 87 in Madden, and if you change his position to running back, he goes right to a 99. I'm like, this is perfect, but he should be 99 both. The man's like DC8 loves the man. Like he's a secret Niners fan. He loves Kittle and he loves Deebo so much.
We should put him
in a Niners jersey.
Next week he's gonna be wearing a number 5 Niners jersey. Yeah, because I think it's really interesting because you have people like Deebo, Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to underscore what Aaron Rodgers has done this season because Aaron Rodgers is having a crazy year, which, listen, I remember what they were saying week 1. Because as I recall, week 1, Aaron Rodgers did not have that great of a game. Yeah. And people were saying some stupid stuff about one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Bro. They were hating on the man for no reason.
I was like, what in the world are you
saying? And now,
saying?
I think we talked about it, but now that MVP voter is coming out and saying, I would never vote for him because he's a douche.
He's the biggest jerk
and he's like also his off the field stuff. I'm like, dude, like separate it, bro. Like separate it if it's not like bad stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's just like he's a little jerk, like I can eat that. But if it's like DUIs and stuff, maybe don't separate that stuff. You know, there's a fine line.
Well, yeah, I also don't even. Being a jerk, like some of the best athletes in the history of the world are quote unquote jerks,
which is confusing to me.
Because like I think about like my favorite athlete of all time is Kobe Bryant. I never met him, but if I did, I might classify him as like a little bit of a jerk potentially. Yes. Because the man was confident. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is confident. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Don't
mistake just being confident and being a jerk into yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's when you are the best quarterback in the league this year, then you're going to carry yourself a certain type of way.
And it's weird because other positions, being labeled as a jerk is a good thing. People love Jalen Ramsey. People love Richard Sherman. They're like, oh, he's a jerk. I love that he talks. And then it's a quarterback. It's like, oh my gosh.
Or even you look at other sports, like NBA guys get away with that more. And then like imagine you're a big UFC fan. You say, Conor McGregor. He's not that great. He's kind of a jerk. Like what?
Like what are you talking about? In every other sport,
like you're a competitor.
Being a competitor and being a jerk is like they even love it. Like it's even like, yes, dude, talk your smack. Say what you want, dude. But then Aaron Rodgers like says some things or says stuff about him being displeased about his organization, right? Which is already controversial. You draft his replacement, already know that, right? And he's confused, don't talk to him at all, and you don't expect the man to be a little angry sometimes, man.
Yeah, well, and I think like we were saying that week 1, Aaron Rodgers had a less than stellar game, and people started saying stupid stuff about, oh, he's given up, he's just selling out. Like, no. Yes. I think realistically, if you thought that Aaron Rodgers saying all that stuff about his organization and then having a farewell tour of a year that he wasn't going to ball out, that he wasn't going to have an MVP caliber year, it's like, then you haven't been watching his career.
And he proved it all to us last year, and people were hating on him last year, and he came out and won MVP. Like, he proves it year and year again, even though, like, some people may not like him. I know his own family doesn't really like him. They claim stuff like he abandoned them and stuff like that. But I watched The Bachelor sometimes.
Yeah, but you don't like Derek, so...
I don't like Derek, so it doesn't really matter. Derek claims I don't like him, but he says I don't accept his party invites sometimes. And I know Derek's going to watch this, but he texts me and he's like, I'm going to expose the Harvester on Twitter because every time I send you an invite, you don't answer on Xbox. I'm like, thanks, bro.
Listen, if Derek's watching... Austin before has joined my party on Xbox and said, quick, put on an invite only so Derek can't
Hey, don't listen to him.
I'm just saying it's happened before.
I've also been like, hey Noah, you want to come in here and talk to Hunter and Derek real quick? He's like, sure. And just us, Derek and Hunter just cheesing the Xbox party. Just listen to them play Fortnite. Also, Hunter is probably going to get paid. Imagine all the Fortnite skins he's going to buy now, dude.
I was thinking
wild.
When we need to do, because I've seen a couple videos, I don't know who makes them, probably a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
That do videos breaking down. I saw one on Justin Jefferson that was like how Justin Jefferson spent his rookie contract. And then he's saying, all right, this much money I spent on a house, this much I spent on cars, this much I spent on like jewelry or whatever. We need to do one when Hunter gets his next baggie. Sports needs to make a video.
Oh, what he spends it on.
Breaking down Hunter's contract. Actually, I don't even care what he spends the rest on.
Yeah, just
literally a video only breaking down.
Yes.
This is how much I spent on the rest of stuff. This is how much I spent on Fortnite.
We already know how much he spent, because when we interviewed him, he already told us. And then, like, I've been in the party with him before, and Derek's been like, or Crew's been like, Hunter, do you have this skin? And Hunter immediately switches to it. I'm like, this dude's like the GOAT. He's everything. And then his favorite dance is still the Orange Justice for no reason. He just hits it.
And yet he still won't whip it out after a touchdown. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. If he had a Fortnite dance, I would die. Or the original just...
Or just the default dance? Yeah, that'd go hard.
That'd be so clean. Real quick again about the Raiders. Real quick, I think they win, right? When they win this game against the Chargers and they're in, they're probably playing the Chiefs and the Titans. How are we feeling about that? We'd rather play the Titans. You think?
I honestly, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, you're in the playoffs. You're playing a great team.
Yeah.
The Raiders are the type of team that could beat a really great team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they play well. So
yeah.
I mean,
for sure. I mean,
that's even been for especially like. What was it last year where it was like the Raiders finished with a losing record. The Chiefs went to the Super Bowl.
And we were the only team to beat them in like a year. And the Raiders
beat the Chiefs. Yeah. So it's like no matter what, you always have a shot. It's that any given Sunday.
It's every given Sunday,
once you make the playoffs, like
anything can happen.
Between that, you're going against Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, or you're going against Derrick Henry. Like there's no, you're going against good players. New legs,
Derrick Henry too, like fresh off injury, Derrick Henry. And like I've seen it personally. I've been. Like we were in New York when the Giants went from one of the worst records in football to wild card to beating the 16-0 Patriots. Like those wild card spots and those like guys that are barely making it in are the guys with the most fight and the most heart for sure. Like those are the guys where like everyone counts them out. I think the Raiders would love to be the underdog.
Well, and I mean, is there anybody if and when the Raiders make the playoffs, will there be anybody in the playoffs that wants it more than the man that is 8 years into his career playing a playoff game for the first time? Yeah,
his first time in his career. Like, could have made it, like, in 2016 and then has that injury and takes him out of it and has to sit at my house just watching the game happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I also think that once the playoffs start, I mean, just stuff happens. You never know. I mean, when DC-8 won the Super Bowl, were the Giants supposed to win that year? Not at all.
Every single analyst, when you watch, you can watch, there's videos on YouTube all about it, said, like, every game would be like, they'd always pick against the Giants from, like, deep into the season all the way to the Super Bowl. It's like, against the Giants. And these dudes came out and they proved everyone wrong, which I think the Raiders can do, and they can prove people wrong.
Not me. They'd be proving me right.
They'd be proving me right sometimes. They'd be making me happy, man. For the Raiders, their playoffs have started in the beginning of December. Theirs started a while ago when we had to get this winning run.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically win out the rest of your games to make the playoffs, and so far they've done that.
That Colts game felt like a playoff game. Like that felt
I mean, basically
important.
The last 3 games have been playoff games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's win the game and you can your season's still going, or lose and your season's not still going. So that's basically a playoff game.
And this, like, that trajectory of winning in December and going into the playoffs is incredible. Like, it will take them places. It's kind of a little bit of both worlds, because I feel like that had a lot of boost going in. But also, once you're in the playoffs, nothing else matters. Like, it doesn't matter what your record was. It's just who's in, who's out.
Now, once you're in there, you just got to sting like AB.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about Antonio Brown, man.
Let's talk about the boy, man.
What was he doing over there?
So, you want to tell what his side of the story now that just came out, and then we talk about the other rumors that came out before?
Yeah, I think maybe you might be watching this and be like, no, we know way more than they do now.
Yeah.
but as of now, when we're recording this, Antonio Brown has come out and said basically that his foot was fractured, right?
Yeah, he had a fractured foot.
His foot was very hurt, and that Arians was trying to
force him to go back in.
He was saying get back in, and he was saying, no, I shouldn't play. My foot hurts really bad.
Yeah.
And then that's like what the argument was about. Which is, I mean, if that's true,
that's cruel of Arians, and that might he might even get punished for like cutting the guy because he's hurt and physically can't go back in.
Yeah, I mean, that's awful because I mean, players and coaches and everybody, well, the NFL even as an organization has made it, as a league has made it clear over the past few years, especially that player health comes first.
Yeah, you
see that in all the new penalties and everything that they care about player health. So if you're, I don't know.
Yeah, like that. I don't think there's a way that comes out of here where no one's in trouble. I think either AB is cut and it's done, or Arians gets in trouble for like this conspiracy theory that the AB's calling it. Like he's legit calling it a conspiracy against him.
Yeah, that's why I think it'll be really interesting to see what Arians comes out and says in response to that. Because I mean, one of them, there's no way that they're like.
There's no way both are in the right.
It's not just like a little oopsies.
There's no oops. Yeah, the man.
It's like somebody did something.
The man took off his pads mid drive and took off and waved to the fans and didn't even walk around the field. Walked through the end zone.
Yeah, which.
But also, you had a good thing about.
Yeah, is that when I got that little ESPN notification that popped up that said Antonio Brown breaks silence, says like the stuff about the fractured foot, and all that was playing in my head was like the video of him basically doing like jumping jacks along the sideways.
Yeah, he was running along the sideline,
sprinting out the tunnel, and I was thinking like
doesn't seem what a man would do.
Adrenaline, maybe. Yeah. I don't know if I had a fractured foot, would I be running off?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem what a man would do with a broken foot. You know?
It is interesting, but also Antonio Brown's an interesting guy. So
Antonio Brown's Antonio Brown, and he might just do it, bro.
He might just be different like that.
And then you think like, does it have a little more sting for Antonio because his replacement in that game caught the game-winning touchdown to seal it? Like, so then are you even more little like, dang, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I don't want to throw either Arians or Antonio Brown under the bus because we don't know.
We don't really know all the facts. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is next week or maybe the week after.
Yeah.
I'll be coming for one of their heads on this podcast.
Yeah, I'll be coming.
One of them did something wrong.
No, we'll be spin. Once we know all the facts, man, I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you. I hope it's not AB because we've already been through so much pain with that man. That man slept in my bed and he disrespected us so bad, bro.
It's tough because if it was anybody other than Antonio Brown,
I would be
got that notification,
more inclined to believe him.
Literally, everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, Arians is awful," but instead you get it and you're like, that's interesting. Let's hear the other side of the story.
Because
and also most other players probably wouldn't take their clothes off and run off the field.
Yeah.
Whether they're in the right or the wrong, they probably wouldn't have done that.
Mike Evans tried to stop him. Like that video was kind of hard to watch too. Mike Evans like pleading him, like keep it, like stay here, bro. It's fine, just stay here. But like, the other conspiracy was there was one that the Bucks benched him on purpose because he was trying to make he was that close to getting a couple receptions to get an $300 bonus or $3,000 bonus, which I don't know why Bruce Arians would care about that.
No, Arians wouldn't.
It would legit have to be the owners said take him out, do not give him this money.
And are the owners worried about?
No, I don't.
They're not tripping about $300K.
I don't think NFL owners who teams are worth billions of dollars really care.
I think that's an easy conclusion for fans to come to when they're like, heading into the game. They're like, oh, he needs this many more receptions, and then they see the fight, and they're like, oh, that must be about the money. But realistically, you have best quarterback of all time, veteran Tom Brady at quarterback. If you come to him and say, listen, man, I want a little Duffy, feed me a little bit today, he's gonna feed you.
He's gonna feed you, especially because Tom Brady's been like on AB's side for a year or two now. Like he's like let him sleep with him, he's taking care of him, he's trying to get him to all this stuff, and then like this happens, Tom Brady, I feel a little sad. Like I feel a little sad for Brady, even though it's rare, but the man has however many Super Bowls, you know what I'm saying? I feel a little bad. The man lost his friend, apparently, like supposedly now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird deal.
But Antonio was at the Nets game like yesterday, right? He's not even in the state. He's in New York.
He stayed in New York and
he just went to the Nets game. He goes, Antonio Brown. I'm like, what, dude?
What would? Oh, well, I guess it was an away game. It was in Indiana. I was gonna say if he went to the Nets game tonight, what kind of crazy crossover would that be between Antonio Brown and Kyrie Irving?
Oh yeah, that'd be wild.
Because
they are
two that are both controversial, a little divisive.
Yeah, but who would you pick from most controversial? It's gotta be AB, right?
It's just different types of controversial. Because
at least when Kyrie speaks,
Kyrie's like politically controversial.
Yeah, at least when Kyrie speaks, I'm like, okay, he has reasons for what he's saying. It's not just AB just crazy.
Antonio Brown is more like, I don't know. Nothing that Kyrie has done makes you think like, oh, I don't want this man in my locker room.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, oh, this man's gonna destroy the team chemistry. It's just like, he's has strong opinions that he holds to or whatever.
Which is even good sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's cool that you actually someone's sticking up for their beliefs. Like that's pretty sick. Yeah. Even though as a Nets fan, I'm like, yeah, I wish I'd seen him play. I wish I'd seen him play a little bit.
But then you're looking at him not playing in the games, and you're like,
I go, how much money is he making, Matt? How much money is he making? He can't even be. Like I always see this stuff, which is sad, where he's like practicing alone and he can't be in the stadium or in the facility. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's what's interesting because now he's back. Tonight was his first game back playing.
Dropped 22.
Well, sort of back playing. Only away games and dropped 22
points. Yeah. Which that Uncle Drew account, I'm coming for you, man. I'm on your head, bro. You better give that money because this Uncle Drew account on Twitter said if Kyrie drops, his words exactly were 22 plus, I will give $1,000 to anybody who's following me, like a random guest. And then during the game, he had 22 and he tweets, he needs one more point. So I was like, what? Does 22 plus not mean 22 and up?
No, 22 plus for sure means 22 and up.
But as soon as you get to 22, he said,
a bar would be 21 and up. 21 plus would be another way to say that. And that means you're 21 or up.
That's,
I don't know.
Hey,
I just pulled out some logic.
That was clean, man. That was dirty for real.
Listen, I got my degree in poli-sci. I just lured this man, bro. Straight up.
Hey, get that man, bro.
Those DMs and come for him.
You know, you gotta be careful with the wording and everything.
And guess what? I'm the winner. Venmo me.
You know, man. I'm gonna take care of this for you. Venmo me, man.
I say, you know what? I won't destroy you with this logical argument if you only pay me $750.
Or something what if even worse happened? He tried to Venmo the money and his card got declined. He's like, oh, I just want a point. He checked his account. That thing said $16.86.
Well, why was he? This was like an Uncle Drew account, Kyrie Irving fan page. Why is he rooting against his boy?
Yeah, right. But he's praying that he doesn't get 22 in his first game.
That's so weird to be like, if he gets 22 or more, I'm Venmoing somebody, and then be like, please don't get 22. Please don't get 22.
Yes, a man that wants to hand out money for Kyrie be like, if he gets 1 point, I'll give $1,000 out. Like that's the dude that's like, yes, I want to give this money away.
Hey, not us. When we tweet out, hey, we got some jerseys to give away. We're saying,
we just got some jerseys to give away, man.
Throw them.
Also, you boys are so disrespectful some of you in the comments when I'm like, Derek Carr jerseys, and you guys go, oh, Derek Carr sucks. Can I get a Hunter run for one? I'm like, come on, man. Can I just give you a Derek Carr one, bro? Like, come on, bro.
And that was the other thing we were thinking about doing, was doing a Pat Mahomes jersey giveaway, and then we just send them all Derek jerseys.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Chiefs fans in, and we're like, and Raider jersey.
But the problem is they would either. For one, they'd either sell them and make money,
or they'd send somebody
light them on fire.
This is somebody taking a dump on it. I'm like, oh, sorry. And then Derek texts me and he's like, why'd you do that? Like, sorry.
You were complicit in this.
Yeah, so what would really happen is I would pay $100 to give someone a jersy and they would burn it in front of me.
To give somebody a jersey to get pooped on and lit on fire?
Yeah, nice. I go, sick, bro. I paid for Derek's defamation.
But, yeah, Kyrie... I think it'll be interesting to have him back for, however much he plays, it'll still be, it's just sort of weird because the worst part about sports is when you're left with like what ifs of like, oh, what if this person wasn't hurt? What if this person was playing?
Like D-Rose and stuff.
So that's when you have, D-Rose, exactly. Yeah. So when you have all these great players, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving,
Harden,
James Harden on the team, you don't want to be like, man, what would that team have done if Kyrie got to play?
Yeah, right.
That's just a bummer to think about.
That sucks.
Like, that's one of the most stacked rosters in the history of basketball.
Oh, yeah, and then I even think about, like, the one that's confusing to me would be what a playoff series looks like if Kyrie can only play half the games. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he can play the away games, but then he's not coming home to play them in Brooklyn. Like, that would be the hardest part for me, especially if it's somehow they get to the finals, and it's a game 7, but it's in Brooklyn, and we're like, Kyrie's not playing.
Yeah, if it's a game 7 in Brooklyn and like to decide the finals, does Kyrie just get vaxxed?
Right,
I don't know if he would. I think there's nothing that could happen that would convince him.
I think he's gone that long, and he's like, he just had to see it through. He'd be like, these are my morals. You can't make me change them.
Yeah, it's been a long time where honestly for a while I just forgot about Kyrie.
Yeah, I forgot
nobody
too.
was talking about him and he's not playing, and you're like, oh, what's new with Kyrie? And it was just nothing.
Yeah, we always talk about it.
Just nothing. He's still not playing in away games or any games.
Yeah, we talk about all the time, like injuries make people forget. When people are out, like people forget how good Clay was. Doesn't make the top 100 list. People because he's not been playing, now he's out. Mm-hmm. People forget about Darren Waller, who's coming back this week. He's gonna be amazing for the Raiders. People forget about him.
People forget about me. I was tearing it up at YMCA flag football when I was a little kid.
That's good.
But then
the tragic accident.
I have asthma. I don't know.
Just cook, bro.
And then once that asthma goes away, I'll be cooking out there.
Oh yeah. Once the asthma just naturally deteriorates. Real quick, before I ask you a little question I have before that, I have to ask something else. Do you remember? I don't know why it just popped in my head. I don't know if Derek will be mad at me talking about it. Do you remember when he threatened to fight Stephen A. Smith? Do you remember that?
Was it Stephen A?
Yeah, do you remember that? And Derek was like, pull up and let's just fight. I was like, what, dude? And then we made all those jokes of just Derek and Stephen A. I'm like, dude, if this was this year or like last year, there's all these YouTuber fights, they might have made it happen. If they threw Derek enough money and made Stephen A. enough money,
That's actually, I didn't think about that.
Like all these YouTuber fights,
it wasn't that long. Like a couple years ago, if celebrities threaten to fight each other, you'd be like, okay, what in the world?
But now it can happen.
Whenever you see beef between people and they're like,
they might fight.
You just see weird matchups. Like who was Frank Gore fighting somebody?
Oh yeah. But
like, you just see random people.
You just see
fighting.
weird matchups, bro, and they're all getting dropped by that Paul dude for no reason, bro. For no reason. I'm just like, oh. Like, guys, he has to get knocked out eventually. And Dana White won't even let him near his, like, fighters. Like, Dana White doesn't let any of the UFC guys fight him.
No, because Jake Paul he's like 3-0 in boxing, right? Mm-hmm. And guess how many boxers he's fought?
How many? 0?
Not a single one.
Yeah, not a single one. It's always...
I mean, he's knocking out great athletes.
Yeah.
He's not knocking out boxers.
No, dude, watching Frank Gore get knocked out was hard to watch, too, bro.
That hurt.
Yeah, I was like, bro, please, man.
I don't think he got knocked out, did he?
No, he just got dropped a little bit. He got back up. He got stunned a little bit.
Hey, but that's just his career, man.
It can't get stunned no more. It's the what do they call it? Is it the fighter's chance or something like that? Where like anybody could knock somebody out, like your chance. It's just life, man.
Hey, you just gotta land it just right.
Yeah, could you land it just right? Do you think you could take a Muhammad Ali punch in his prime, and stay awake?
The what part of the body?
Just let's do the stomach first. Think you'd eat a stomach? I could eat it. I think one
without falling.
No. Okay.
What do you mean? You like survive? I think you'd survive. Yeah. You would be on the ground for sure.
I think standing up, can you eat it and not fall?
No.
Glove on. We'll put a glove on him.
Well, okay. I hoped there was a glove on. I didn't even realize. That I was bare knuckle fighting Muhammad Ali for a second. But give him brass knuckles. Why not?
Just a machete for no reason. I think though.
Don't say you could eat one.
I think I could eat a stomach one. I think one to the chin would drop me for sure. I would be. I think I might even.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I think hyping myself up.
One of mine to the chin. I could knock you out and one to the chin.
Thank you. What was that? For what reason would you say that?
I'm just saying, literally any punch from like.
But
if you disagree, we can put to the test.
Just all right, go. Just get dropped live on air.
Like, he was right.
Oh, he was pretty clean about that.
Good content. Good content. That thumbnail's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I think as it's coming, I'm like, this video is gonna be so clean. So he just drops me, bro. Hey, Mike Tyson, I'm gonna beat up your pigeons as the fists come. Like, yes.
No, that's what we've talked about. That now that we're down here, we might pull up and film some videos outside, like Rams games or Chargers games or
SoFi Stadium, Dodger Stadium, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's the same thing I'd be thinking. If we're filming videos out there, I'm secretly thinking, if somebody punches me in the face right now, those cameras better be rolling because that is content.
He's going to be falling down, getting knocked out, and see me cheesing. Good job, Noah!
As I'm falling, I'm like...
Did he get me good?
Hey, get my good angle.
As his head just concrete. Dang, my boy's just dead. What would I do? I'll just aim the camera down.
All right, thanks for watching the vlog.
I go to the guy. I go, thank you, and he just walks away. I'm like, all right, that's good. No, you can get back up. No, Noah. Okay, I got one more question though. I've been thinking about this a lot. We always have these dumb what ifs, but what superhero do you think would do the best on an NFL team?
At any position?
Okay, let's pick one specific position. Who would be the best wide receiver of all time?
I think I was gonna say Spider-Man, but the Flash wouldn't.
No, I didn't even think about the Flash.
I mean, the Flash.
But the thing is,
I'm putting Flash at RB. I'm putting Spider-Man at wide receiver.
Oh, you got a team.
I'm putting Hulk at center. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm putting the Hulk entire line.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's it. That's all you would need. I didn't even think about the Flash, bro.
All I need is the Flash. I think.
Because he would just stand there and hand the ball, touchdown. Like, all right.
I mean, hey, some of those boys in the league, you'd be like,
looking like the Flash, man. I was
watching the Colts play. I was like, Jonathan Taylor.
I was like, is that legit the Hulk running? I was like, is that man just gonna kill me? Do you think if you were on the one, would you rather, on the 1 yard line, be the safety and have to tackle AP, all right? Or on the one line, you're the running back and you have to meet Cam Chancellor.
What is it? Do I count a line or we're
just
doing
Oklahoma drill? It's a full team. I think
because I think Oklahoma drill, neither one is happening.
Yeah. I think if you're on the team, I think you gotta pick the running back. I trust
my O line. I don't even know who my O line is, but
I think I could get 1 yard for sure. I think a lot of people get a yard in the NFL.
I would, with a good O-line, I would get a yard.
Do you think you could get a first down in the NFL? Like, legit, if they put you back there?
What do you mean?
If I running back, real life NFL, they put you in the game.
Like a 1st and 10?
A 1st and 10.
I think...
Do you think if they give it to you every down, could you get 10 yards?
I think for every 20...
Oh, no.
I think for every 20
attempts, you get a first down?
Not every 20 attempts. For every 20 possessions, I'm getting a first down. The others are 3. Well, actually, no. Do I have 4 downs? I can go for it on 4th down?
Yeah.
15.
Just straight up like, I need it, man.
50 because so I need to average 2.5 yards per.
Yeah.
I'm getting sacked getting tackled in the backfield at least 3 times each time.
Something I just thought about the Raiders, people who want them to like knee.
I'm fumbling it on the first.
Yeah,
it's a turnover. Yeah. it's a turnover. I'm fumbling it. I'm not going 3-4 and out. I'm fumbling. I'm not holding on to that thing.
But the thing I'm thinking about is like the people that want Derek and like Herbert to knee it every down. I wonder how many yards they would lose on their career rushing, right? The whole game if they're just kneeing it, because every knee is a yard.
But if you knee it right, you can. Not right, but you can. The guy from Packers quarterback, the one that's not named Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love.
Brett Favre.
But he got.
I'm just gonna keep going.
When he got activated for the first time after being in the NFL for however many years, got activated for the first time because Jordan Love had COVID. Aaron Rodgers played, but they brought him in to take the last kneel of the game, and when he was kneeling, he ran up a little bit.
Oh, to get
that
even
it would
or
be 0. So that way he would not. We don't know if he'll go back in again.
Yeah, he wouldn't be negative.
No matter what,
his
career rushing yardage will not be negative.
That's smart. I would think of that.
I'd be thinking, oh my gosh, the football.
I go ball.
I'd be waving to my parents.
No, look, I'd get it. I go, what if I scramble?
I'd say, anybody ever try to fake kneel?
Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, listen, this might be the only time I ever played in this game.
Oh, I'm looking at Devontae Adams. I'm winking at him. I'm saying, go deep.
Yeah, I'm going, hey, man, you want to get some airtime?
We're up by 2 touchdowns. Let's see what we can do.
Imagine if you're up by like 3, bro, and you throw pick 6 to the crib to end the game.
You would get cut before you get to the locker room?
Oh, no, you think you'd be murdered? They would probably rush the stands and try to murder you. Also, did you see the Eagle fans fall on top of Justin Herbert?
On top of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. And then they said, all right, they started taking pictures with him.
No, he was like way too chill about that.
Oh, yeah. He was smiling.
Yeah, he was like...
For those you don't know...
But imagine if they had just lost instead of just winning.
Yeah.
He'd
be so mad.
If fans start falling on him.
Yeah, for you don't know, he was walking in the tunnel and there were Eagle fans like on the railing, and the railing fell and like 10 dudes
they're
fell on top
to be like, hey, high five.
Yeah, and they went wham, and everyone fell.
They just fell, they get up and they put their arm around him and start taking
selfies. But no one was like, I'm injured. They was like, all right. Justin Herbert. So I keep saying Justin Herbert, man. I should slam my hand on the table. Stupid.
What do you think about the Washington football team and their names?
Oh, they
haven't announced what they are doing.
No, but they just
said it's not the Wolves or the Red Wolves.
Yeah, which is really sad.
It could be a different color wolf.
No, they said it wasn't the Red Wolves. They said it wasn't the Hogs or something like that.
The Red Hogs?
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Hey, roll footage from us finding out what a Red Hog was in one of the episodes.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Red Hogs are sick, bro.
No, they were sick. But I think people are saying that's going to be the Commanders. I think is what people are saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they leaked a little bit.
That's not been announced, right? It's just...
No, but they showed a little bit of their outfit, and they have the stars on the shoulder. Which I get it, Washington D.C. Commanders, but that's not that cool, man.
It's just not very... I don't know, man. There's not a lot of pizzazz.
Yeah, in a division with like sick names like Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, like you can go Commanders, man. But I would have become a fan if you picked the Red Hogs. I'd be out there going crazy.
What would the sign be? Or like a little hog up,
hog up, man. Just like.
We were talking about earlier when we went to that XFL game.
Oh, they try to force us to be
when they were trying to come up with all that stuff. Of like, I mean, the Washington football team's gonna have to do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
when they're rebranding. They're gonna have to come because we went to the LA Wildcat,
very first game,
their first home game in the XFL, and it was like watching. That's what the the founding fathers were doing when they came up with the Bills Mafia. Or
something. But they would go to each of us and like, can you please just do this hand sign?
Yeah, they'd go, like, all right, so here's what we do when it's third down.
But it's like quick. Like they're not giving you time. It's like, all right, real quick, we're gonna give you a history lesson. This one third down, this one touchdown, and about this. All right, go. And then a dude in all red jumpsuit comes in and I'm like, this is the goat right here.
Wildcat Matt.
Matt, dude, for no reason.
Random. He didn't work there. Just some random fan. He said, you know what? I'm gonna be the next Gorilla.
Oh yeah, but it was so funny. It was for no reason. It was the first game. No one had gear yet, so we went and there was like Raider jerseys, Charger jerseys. There. Everyone's just wearing different stuff. I'm like, perfect, bro.
It was the weirdest, just like random early 2000s football.
Yeah, and people were picking their teams that day. They waited and they were like, and also you started to hear people cheer. I'm like, they became Cat fans this day.
People were like halfway through the third quarter, were like deciding which team's jersey to buy. Be like, depending on how this possession goes, I'm either gonna be
a Wildcat. I don't remember who they played, but
the best thing was Wildcat Matt. That man, just wearing an orange morph suit. Said Wildcat Matt on it and was just wearing a cape, getting people hyped up.
I remember, but
they had no mascot. He was the mascot.
No, they had no mascot.
He showed up day one and said, let me do this.
Yeah, and also their security wasn't really cooking because we sat in our real seats for like 5 minutes. We said, should we go sit down there? I said, yeah.
Hey, we sat first row. Do you think we paid for the front row?
Yeah, legit.
You think the boys dished it out for some front row seat?
We're in the seat. The sun's hitting our face, and Noah's like, "You want to go sit right there?" I'm like, "Yeah."
No, we said the sun's bright on this side. Want to go sit on the other side? We went over to the shade. We said, why don't we just sit by the field? Why don't we just put our feet on the turf and just wiggle them?
Why don't we legit sit behind the team and heckle them the whole time?
Why don't I just yell at these players I don't know?
Why don't we yell at these poor guys who have families for no reason? They're just doing here to make a living.
They're here getting paid, like, I don't know how much. Minimum wage?
Probably, man.
These fools are out here getting paid minimum wage to
put
get
their body on the line.
I'm just heckling them.
And I'm just going, you're in the XFL.
Hey, tell Dwayne Johnson hi for me.
Yeah, you're in the XFL. It's kind of sick.
I'm saying, that's so sick. That's so sick.
Yeah, you're so cool, right?
Like, the XFL's so sick.
And third down. Do you think that's intimidating to people when they heard that?
Oh, yeah.
Third down.
I mean, I wouldn't be intimidated, but it'd get in my head if I looked, if I was on the field, third down, I look to the stands, get direct eye contact with someone and just see,
and then I'm like,
I'd be thinking about that. Like, what?
We're at the game. We're talking like, are they even like wild Cougars in L.A.? And some dude behind us like, there's Wildcats up in the mountains. I'm like, what, dude? He's like, they're up there.
He said, they named that team that for a reason.
Yeah, he said, you never seen the picture? I was like, the picture? And then I'm just eating and I see a hand reach over. It's just a picture of a legit like Cougar on the Hollywood sign. I'm like, oh, sick, dude. He goes, yeah, they're pretty big. And then just leads back, never to hear from him again. I turn on, he's gone. That was Wildcat Matt's alias. Like, it's when Bruce Wayne is chilling and someone's hey, talking Batman. He's like, Batman's pretty sick though, right? Wildcat Matt's pretty dope, isn't he?
He's like, yeah, you hear about that Wildcat Matt guy? He's pretty cool, huh? I'm like, I haven't seen him for a minute.
I'm like, Bobcats suck, bro. He's like, no, they don't. I turn around, it's just a dude with a mustache and pause. It's a legit cougar in a full outfit. He's like, I'm like, facts, man. It's really devoted.
if they did like at the beginning of the game, or I think is it the Falcons? I think they have a falcon flies around.
It's a legit cougar.
Wildcats just running all around.
They just go, all right, and run. The cougar's loose in the stands.
When they win a game, they just release straight cougars running out on the field.
I'll like sometimes stadiums will be like, who's the lucky winner? Like, and you find a cougar. Or they just say, and here you go, baby cougar.
Like how at basketball games, they'll call you on a half court, be like, all right, make a half court shot, you win $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
They say, all right, win this new car, just come down to midfield and fight a cougar during halftime.
Oh, it's like, before we end, that real quick, that story of that douchebag who was like, I killed a bobcat with my bare hands. Do you remember this? And then it came out, they found the body. It was like a starving pup, and he just choked it out on some like hike in the woods. He's like, I killed a bobcat, like a bear that attacked me, and they find it. It's like, no, this thing's starving to death, bro.
Hey, but there's some YouTube video out
Don't tell me this, bro.
That says that the name of the video is just straight up like, man fights
nice dude
cougar or something, or man fights mountain lion. Mm-hmm. For some reason that pops up in my YouTube recommended at least once a month, and every time I watch it and I'm like, this is the coolest guy I've ever done. Just him, just barehanded. Just
remember when the dude punched the kangaroo? Just straight, and then the kangaroo goes. Animals aren't ready to be punched, bro.
Hey, I've seen Kangaroo Jack a few too many times.
Yes, bro.
I had that thing on DVD. I will not be punching a kangaroo.
The animals aren't ready just to be hit in the mouth.
Why
sometimes.
is kangaroo not a mascot of any sport?
That would be kind of clean.
Not any sport. No team. No kangaroos.
The Bakersfield
Realistically,
Kangaroos.
if you go, oh, it's probably because there's no kangaroos in the U.S., so they can't like.
Nice.
They'd be like, why are you the Miami Kangaroos? Realistically, if you go to Australia, are 70% of teams named the kangaroos or the wallabies?
Well, it's that stat where it's like, my voice just cracked. Sorry, guys. I'm growing. It's that stat where it's like there's more like kangaroos in the United States, like in zoos, than there are like the population of like it was like Iowa or something. So it's like if Iowa got overrun by kangaroos, it'd be over. The Great Emu War. Remember we learned about that in school? and the Australian government lost to a bunch of emus.
Hey,
that's life, man.
I've fed those emus before.
You did not while you're driving up to the beach.
They're
you
tough
stop
with it.
Hey, man.
They're scary.
Hey,
not as scary as the ostriches, though. An ostrich war, I'd lose an ostrich war, but an emu I could take.
That ostrich farm by like Solvang or something goes crazy. Hey, they finesse though, because I'm like, you have to pay to feed them. I'm like, they're just feeding them for us.
If you ever go somewhere and they say, yeah, you get to feed the animals for $5, then
I'm just feeding your animals.
This is a crazy business model. How can I get in on this?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just feeding your animals for you.
I paid to do your job for you.
And they're just cheesing, bro.
If they say, bring your own food, pay $5, you get to feed them. I say,
yes, ma'am.
I say, where do I invest in this market?
Where can I invest in ostriches? It's like when one of our boys sent us a thing where it's like a new app where you can just invest in players. And I'm like, this feels really weird, dude.
Yeah,
it's like, this feels not right.
I don't even know what to compare it to. It's just like straight up.
It's like you can
invest.
Like
a stock, but instead of like business performance, it's how well that player is doing. Right?
I was like, this doesn't feel right, bro. Like I'm staying away from this app.
No, that's like fantasy football to another level. Where you're like buying somebody. You're like, oh, Derrick Henry's got a broken.
Yes, bro. I'll sell him for cheap. I'm like, this is so bad.
I'm buying Derrick Henry while he's injured and selling him when he comes back. Like, what?
I'm like, that sounds so bad, bro. It's awful. It's the worst. Who thought of that and said Heat? It's fire.
That's a very volatile market too.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine if you were like, yo, Luke Kuechly has got a career ahead of him. Let me buy this man, and then he just retires on you.
Yeah.
You say, huh?
There's all just one-on-ones, man. Everyone's a one-on-one. Real quick, you want to say just want to shout out everyone that did our draw?
No.
No. All right, never mind. All right, see y'all.
Yeah. I don't know if you're not following us on the tweeter, the tweetergram.
You're missing out, man. We
just throw stuff at people.
Yeah, we woke up one day. We said, should we just buy someone a house? And we had to talk ourselves down. We said, let's give them 2 jerseys.
We said, should we buy him a house? No, we can do better. We can give away Derek Carr jerseys.
Yeah, but I did mess up. I bought one and sent it to just nowhere. It's just the one that jersey's just going.
Just floating. So if any of you guys are up for an adventure,
yeah, go find a Derek Carr jersey,
the United States.
There's a medium Derek Carr jersey going somewhere
somewhere in America. It might not be America. Somewhere out there in the world.
You sent to this address? I said, what address? I said, that's a couple numbers wrong.
He said, oops.
But yeah, again, thank you for all you for sticking with us. We're in this new place. We got so many more opportunities to film stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
yeah, let me just move this. Let me get in close and
let
speak
me talk
from
to you,
heart.
man. Hey, Cook, man.
Let me just say, we got some big things coming.
Talk, man.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it. We got some big things coming with filming some
with Zendaya,
videos,
man.
Some Zendaya's pulling up. Tom Holland's not.
And he was in tears when Tom Holland said, I want to stop acting to start a family, knowing he's dating Zendaya. This man's probably in tears, right?
Me? No, that's Sile, bro.
Oh, Saul's in tears for sure.
Saul's crying.
Thank you again for watching episode 19 of the Harvard Sports Podcast. Thank you for sticking with us for so long. Thank you for sticking with us in this new adventure out in the wild.
Yeah, if you think that things have been good,
hell man.
I just don't be saying things right the first time around. But if you think that the content has been crazy,
just wait, man.
You have not seen a thing.
Just wait till you see the torture we're going to put some of these poor dudes in, man.
Imagine that feeling that you had when you left the very first Star Wars movie ever.
Yes.
That's probably the feeling they have right now, where they're like, that was so great.
We just told you.
There's no way it gets better.
We just told you.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. We just told you, Luke, I am your father. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happened.
this metaphor might be breaking down. I don't know. All I know is the content is coming, and it's going to be heat.
All right, we'll see y'all soon, man. Mwah.
Should we draw, like, every week? We draw on here somewhere, like a little, our heights. We mark our heights and see if we're growing.
Is it a little taller?